up on Fulton today, combating public safety problems in our communities. We'll have details on a crime and safety summit. And the 12-week interactive course on county government is back in session. A look at this year's class is ahead. Fulton Today is next. Welcome to Fulton Today, everybody. I'm Shania Chavis. Top county and city officials come together to plot strategies to keep our families and communities safe. It was the second Crime and Safety Summit in less than a month's time. FGTV's Priscilla Ortega has our story.
Shania, this latest Crime and Safety Summit happened here at Atlanta Metropolitan State College. The goal for these meetings is to let county, court, and city leaders hear from residents about public safety issues they have. And it also allows those leaders to let residents know how they can help their communities as well.
It affects every single one of us.
Residents had the floor, and elected officials and law enforcement were all ears.
Email all your neighbors to come, because this is a great opportunity to work with the City Hall and Fulton County.
Residents thanked those on the panel for giving them the opportunity to ask questions and figure out what they can do to help make streets safer. The Superior Court Chief Judge Tucson says citizens can help by being court watchers.
They can report the crimes. They can stick with the case through the whole process. They can come to court and speak on behalf of the victims, or if they are the victims, speak about what they've experienced so that we can fashion the appropriate result.
During these meetings, residents have said public safety issues are in many neighborhoods and not just confined to one area. They're also concerned that the age of suspects seem to be getting younger.
I think the larger concern that I'm hearing is the number of youth that are going into criminal activity, and how can we as a community embrace our young people.
One major push that will come out of these meetings is more mentoring programs to help the future generation. Some of the same issues brought up at this session were also brought up at the first Crime and Safety Summit. Now this is a work in progress, so the conversation on public safety issues in neighborhoods will continue. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Priscilla Ortega.
Thank you very much, Priscilla. Meanwhile, victims' rights groups from all over the country and right here in the county are honoring those who've experienced suffering and loss due to acts of crime. It's all a part of National Crime Victims' Rights Week. Now, Amanda Blanchard is here to tell us about the services and the resources available for crime victims. She is the Director of Victims Assistance in the Solicitor General's office here in Fulton County. Ma'am, welcome to Fulton Today.
Hi, Shania. Thanks for having me.
So I understand that this year's theme is 30 years restoring the balance. Talk about the importance of that theme.
This is the 30-year anniversary of the passage of the Victims of Crime Act. And so we're very excited to both acknowledge the progress we've made in the last 30 years and also to just rededicate ourselves to working harder for crime victims.
And can you now talk about the advancements and changes in bringing awareness to crime?
So some of the changes in the last 30 years as a result of the new funding from the Victims of Crime Act is we've been able to add services in the community from that funding, both for specific populations like elder abuse victims or victims with disabilities. And we've also been able to add new populations as crime has changed over the last 30 years. For example, labor and sex trafficking victims. So we're very excited about some of the progress that we've made, but we are also mindful that on the statewide level, domestic violence agencies and sexual assault centers have been cut in their budgets and have lost the ability to provide some of the services that they used to provide.
And part of the county's annual recognition is a Survivor's Goods Drive. Tell our viewers about that, please.
Sure. So our Survivor Goods Drive is really meant to provide needed materials for the Rape Crisis Center here in Fulton County, which is at Grady, and also to Partnership Against Domestic Violence, which is Fulton County's domestic violence agency. And so we're collecting goods that survivors from those agencies could really use, such as hygiene items, for example, shampoo, soap, also household items like tissue, toilet paper, laundry detergent. We're also collecting diapers, especially in larger sizes. We're collecting things like t-shirts, sweatpants, socks, etc. Some victims are literally come into these agencies with nothing but the clothes on their back. You can bring donations to the District Attorney's Office, to the Solicitor General's Office, to the Fulton County Marshal's Department, and also to Fulton County 911. So we're very excited. Law enforcement around Fulton, many of those agencies are also participating, and so you may be able to leave items at those agencies as well.
And Amanda, simply, what is just the bottom line here?
So the bottom line is really to celebrate the progress that we've made over the last 30 years with services for crime victims and ensuring their rights within the criminal justice system. But we still have a lot more work to do and more people to meet, and so we're excited this year to spread awareness about victims' rights.
All right, Amanda Blanchard, always great information. Thank you so much for your time.
Thanks for having me.
Well, the county is taking its election information campaign on the road. Registration and Elections Director Rick Barron held a community stakeholder briefing at Atlanta Metropolitan State College. Community and nonprofit organizations were able to get firsthand information on voter registration, early voting, and redistricting.
Well, it's important to communicate with our stakeholders in the community about everything that we're doing so that there's transparency in the community, because the right to vote is a sacred right that we have.
I attended because I thought it would be a great opportunity to learn more about what Fulton County Board of Elections is doing to get more information out to their constituents. I think it's a great way for us to be able to understand how the process works and how it's getting better every year.
Well, I learned that they're getting very organized, that they're being proactive, that they are doing things to make sure that the voter feels very comfortable. And the most important thing is that no one will have to wait in line more than 20 minutes.
Now, if you have not registered to vote in the May 20th primary, better act fast. The deadline is April 21st. Early voting starts April 28th, and there will be more locations for you to cast your ballot. For more information about voter registration or polling, go to the Registration and Elections or Secretary of State websites. The 2014 class of Fulton Citizens University is back in session.
He chose the university because, like myself, he wanted to learn more about the inner workings of our county.
After getting to know one another, students in the 12-week interactive session got an overview of Fulton government from the county manager.
The service that we provide is to the citizens, whatever that is that we do, and we want that service to be the very best that it can be.
The students also learned how to access and search information from the Board of Commissions meeting, a great start for students taking part in the class.
I decided to apply or make application for the class because my husband has completed the class, and I am just so impressed at the wealth of knowledge he has. He is very, how do you say this? He's the go-to person in our community, and he always has the answers. So I thought if the two of us could partner, we could be effective ambassadors for Fulton County.
Next week, students will get a financial overview of the county with presentations from the Finance and Tax Assessor's Office. Prom season will take on added excitement for some teens thanks to the generosity of Fulton employees and some residents. The Housing Authority of Fulton County is now accepting formal dresses and tuxedos for prom season. The donation drive is part of its 5th annual Teen of Excellence Prom Closet program.
The Prom Closet was primarily established out of a need we had for a number of our single parents and also grandparents who are raising children who had a desire to provide a true prom experience to their children and didn't have the financial capacity to do so.
In exchange for donated formal wear, students are required to attend workshops on a variety of subjects ranging from leadership development to applying for scholarships. Now, you can drop off donations through April 30th at the Housing Authority office on Wendell Drive in Southwest Atlanta. Last year, more than 250 county high school seniors received donated formal wear. For more information, call 404-588-4972. And still to come, juvenile court shows its appreciation to parents and volunteers. It's a part of our district by district coverage next.
You're watching Fulton Today.
Elected and civic leaders gather to help juveniles stay out of the court system, and law enforcement encourages parents to get the proper forms of identification for their children. Here's this week's district by district coverage. District 1 Commissioner John Eves extends greetings during juvenile court program Parent and Volunteer Appreciation Day. The court invited the chairman and the public to learn more about juvenile diversion programs on this special day.
And we got to get our young people to see that doing the right thing is an indicator of courage, and it is an indicator of being a man and a woman and an adult.
The mentorship program helps to save taxpayer money by reducing the court's caseload, juvenile detention, and juvenile recidivism. A number of nonprofit organizations help with the program, and the success is thanks in large part to the volunteer mentors.
For me, this has been just a real enlightening experience. I didn't know anything about TLC. Somebody invited me to come here, and the first time I came in, I just saw what they were doing within the circle. I thought it was just really powerful, and I just really wanted to be part of it, and just whatever I can do to help. And so it's been a beautiful experience.
The Parent and Volunteer Appreciation Day was held at juvenile court. You can go online to learn more about the court's diversion programs. District 3 Commissioner Liz Hausman helped celebrate the official grand opening of the new I-85 Georgia 400 interchange. The ramps will now allow direct access to motorists heading south on 400 who want to go north on I-85, or drivers going south on I-85 who want to go 400 north. Before, drivers had to exit one highway and travel surface streets to get to the other.
It's estimated that at least 6,000 cars a day will now not have to travel those city streets. So it's very significant to traffic relief in North Fulton County, and we're very happy that it's open.
The new I-85 Georgia 400 interchange cost $21.4 million. District 5 residents get ready to see for themselves the new Aviation Community Cultural Center. Vice Chair Emma I. Darnell invites the public to the grand opening ceremony scheduled for May 15th at 10 a.m. at 3900 Aviation Circle. The over 16,000 square foot facility is located on the grounds of Fulton County's Brown Field.
Well, we're taking the theme, Taking Flight in the Community, and we've put together events that are for all ages. We're going to have paper airplane making workshops throughout the county, a lot in and then we're having children's aviation story hours in libraries. We're going to have a career day at ACE Academy for young people to get involved about possible careers in aviation. And then we're going to have some screenings that are open to the public, both of the documentary about the Tuskegee Airmen called Double Victory, which is a really exciting film, followed by a panel discussion, as well as a free screening of Red Tails, the commercial film, the George Lucas film.
The Aviation Community Cultural Center is not about a building, it's about people. It's about people who have worked very hard since 1999 based on the principle that there is no contradiction between the life of the mind and the life of the spirit. So we say congratulations to all of the members of the adjoining communities around Fulton County Airport who have worked for more than 15 years to make this opportunity for art and for jobs and for community possible.
The center has been designed as a community gathering place that will focus on the history of North American aviation, training for aviation careers, and visual and performing arts. And finally, partners with the National Center for Missing and Exploited Children will set up shop in District 7 to help keep kids safe. Next week at the South Fulton Branch Library, Parents can get their child all of the latest biographical documents needed in case the child is ever missing. The documents include a child's photograph along with digitized inkless fingerprints and other vital identification information. Police say this type of information is crucial when every second counts.
It is crucial for parents to have their children fingerprinted because if they go missing, every second does count in locating and identifying that missing child.
Operation Safe Child will be held on Thursday, April 24th at 10:30 a.m. at 4055 Flat Shoals Road in Union City. Registration is required. For information, call 770-306-3092. And when we come back, a look at how Cooperative Extension celebrates 100 years. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
It is a legal substance that doctors say millions of Americans abuse. We're talking about alcohol. It's one of the reasons April is dedicated as Alcohol Awareness Month. This year's theme is Help for Today, Hope for Tomorrow. The Office of Community Health Education held a presentation at the New Horizon Senior Center because there isn't an age limit on alcohol abuse.
It was real helpful to tell you, that you really shouldn't drink while you're on medication. And like she said, there's a lot of us on medication, and we still do have a drink, but we should drink in moderation.
For women, 1 drink, 1 12-ounce can of beer. For men, 2 12-ounce can of beer. That's just the general amount.
According to the Centers for Disease Control, about 79,000 people die a year from excessive alcohol use. Health and Wellness will have other Alcohol Awareness Month events that you can attend. Go to fultoncountyga.gov/health-events to learn more. Did you know that with just a few minor adjustments, you can turn your favorite recipes into healthier meals? That was the lesson registered dietitians with the nonprofit Project Open Hands shared with county workers. They demonstrated how you can easily add more fruits and vegetables into traditional egg salad. The recipe swapped avocados for mayonnaise and added bell peppers and onions.
Fruits and vegetables are very good for you. They provide a lot of vitamins and minerals and antioxidants, and they also give us fiber, so they're very healthy and low calorie.
The free demonstration was part of the Healthy Workplace campaign. The county has a big emphasis on having a healthy workforce so that less money is spent on insurance costs and more can be spent on services for residents. It is a major milestone for the National Cooperative Extension System. FGTV's Lynn Vaughn takes a look how it's celebrating its 100th anniversary right here in the county.
Food and nutrition education classes, agriculture resources, family and consumer sciences information, and 4-H youth development. Fulton County Cooperative Extension is celebrating 100 years of service.
Cooperative Extension is in Fulton County to do one thing. We are here to find issues within the community and resolve the issues with research-based information.
This month, there will be a number of celebrations for Cooperative Extension. The festivities began when the Board of Commissioners presented the office with a special proclamation.
We are preparing the Beltline Farm for cultivation in the spring. Food deserts are being eliminated with the Fulton Fresh Farmers Market. Cooking demonstrations are using fresh vegetables to provide opportunities for underserved communities to learn healthy cooking and eating.
Then the office celebrated at the Palmetto Senior Center by handing out veggies and fruits from its Fulton Fresh Mobile Farmers Market.
It's made such a difference for the seniors because they get good fresh fruits and vegetables and they don't have to pay for them. So therefore, we know at least 1 or 2 meals out of the month they're getting fresh food.
This year, Cooperative Extension is also starting to take on new services.
But also, in 2014, there is a step in a new direction towards financial literacy, entrepreneurship, and business planning.
You may call Cooperative Extension at 404-332-2400 for information on programs and upcoming celebrations. Reporting for FGTV, I'm Lynn Vaughn.
And still to come, a way to check out the Zoo Atlanta for free. Stay with us.
You're watching Fulton Today.
The Wolf Creek Amphitheater's 2014 concert series is about to kick off. The first series starts May 3rd with the Men of Soul concert featuring Jeffrey Osborne, Peebo Bryson, and Freddie Jackson. Then the 2014 Funk Fest starts on May 16th with Bobby Brown, Ralph Tresvant, and SWV. After that, the affordable old school concert series will take the stage in June with 112 and Jagged Edge.
Wolf Creek Amphitheater has made a tremendous impact on the community. Last year, 2013, we served over 43,000 patrons last year, and I'm sure that was an economic impact for the business community as well.
There are concerts lined up until September. To see the full list of shows and prices, go to wolfcreekamphitheater.com. And finally, the library of all places has a way for you to visit the zoo for free. Adults with a valid library card can check out the official Zoo Atlanta DVD at most of the county's library branches. Now, once you return the DVD, you'll receive a receipt that'll allow you to go to Zoo Atlanta for free within 7 days. There is only one DVD available per branch at a time.
It's not just for kids. I've been to the zoo myself, and I usually go with just me and my friends. And there's a lot to learn. There's a lot to do. It's a nice way to spend an afternoon, whether you're a child or an adult.
The Zoo Pass can be checked out once per year, and certain special events are not included. Visit afpls.org for more information. And before we go, our reminder that we'd like to hear from you about the programs and stories right here on FGTV. Go to our website to take a survey, or you can email us. The address is fgtv.feedback@fultoncountyga.gov. You can also follow us on twitter.com/FGTV, find us on Facebook, and watch us on YouTube. Well, that does it for this edition of Fulton Today. I'm Shania Chavis. Thank you for joining us. Join us each week for news around and about Fulton County.